If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. But if you stand for what you truly believe, you'll be unshakable. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to the podcast. Today I got Mr. Smooth with me from the Real Conversations podcast. And today we're going to talk about standing for what you believe in. Welcome to the show.
Wow, what's going on? Appreciate you having me.
No problem, man. So today's theme, a lot of current events is what inspired me to do today's theme. I don't want to get political, but I do want to touch base on it because I mean, we're seeing it a lot right now, especially in the streets, especially in the conversations that's being had on the news, on social media and everything. It got me thinking, how many of us actually stand for what we truly believe? How many of us actually stand on business, stand on what we believe is right? Or how many of us are actually just going along with the flow? Well, they say go left, I go left. They say go right, I go right. What are your thoughts?
Really, it depends on what situation you're talking about. Do you feel like it's just like in general as a society, or are you talking about something specifically going on in today's time, like right now?
No, just in general as a society, just with everything that is happening and a lot of the conversations that are being had, not so much on one particular thing, just in general as a society, or things that you've noticed where like, you're like, but you said you were for this, but now you're for that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like that's when people let the population control their thoughts. Like they don't stand on free thoughts, they don't stand on their free will, and they don't stand on who they is as an individual. I feel like you see that every day, just with work, anything that involves a crowd of people. I feel like you're gonna see that every day in society in America. I feel like in today's time and since the beginning of time, people have been scared to just stand on their truth and what they believe in. People are scared of perception of others.
I like that, man. The perception, like that's a good point. People are scared to be perceived differently. And man, I'll tell anybody watching this podcast, what does it matter how people perceives you? What is it going to do for you at the end of the day? Be your 100% authentic self. That's something I tell my kids this all the time. Don't go with the flow. Be the flow.
Right.
Don't don't follow the trend. Be the trend. Just because 101 people are doing, we'll say, a TikTok dance, you don't need to be the 102nd person doing the same thing. Not saying don't do what's fun or anything else like that, but if it goes against who you are as a person or what you actually believe in, then what's the purpose of doing it if it's not who you are?
Honestly though, I'm gonna be totally honest. Like going with the crowd is kind of like it's more like profitable. Like even with podcasts, if you talk about the drama, if you talk about negative, your views go up, your subscribers go up. But if you stick to your guns, it's gonna take you a little longer. I feel like that's how the world works for real. That's the
Yeah, it
algorithm
definitely
now.
does.
That's the algorithm.
People love to see a show and they love to see a person make a fool of themselves for their entertainment. My motto is, and I tell my kids this, don't be the monkey dancing for clowns. That's one of the things I tell my kids because at the end of the day, the people you're trying to impress, they're going to fade away. They're going to go off, do their own thing, and you probably won't even remember their names.
Right.
And it's crazy because my grandpa told me this. You could do 100 things right, and people are going to remember that 101 thing you didn't do right. And that's going to be who you are.
I believe that, man. Like to the youth, like we really gotta platforms like mine, like yours. Even though I do cover a lot of trending topics, but I also throw in my personal opinion. Like I always stay true to myself, no matter what the situation is, what the topic is. And I feel like we need more of that. Like we need to tell the youth that you can be cool and switch the narrative. You can be cool being yourself. Like it's an audience for everybody. So I feel like in this world we don't appreciate the real. We don't. We criticize the real and glorify the fake.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It raises the question, what is real? Because it's like you have certain people who have their perspective on what real is. or what's factual and what's not. I remember a time when we all agreed on certain facts. There was certain facts that were undisputable. And today's time, those same facts have now come under scrutiny. And it's like, okay, how did we get here? I'll use this for an example. Like I was talking to my son, and and telling my son, hey, you do this, you do that, you treat a woman like this, you treat a woman like that, da 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 da. And at the end of the conversation, it was a yeah. And I was like, huh? It's supposed to be yes, sir, but I understand you growing up, you feeling yourself, but always keep it respectable. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's how I raised my kids. And I noticed in this generation of kids, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, don't exist anymore. They talk to their teachers and calling them by their last name. Hey, what's up, yo? No, Mister, no, Mrs. And I'm just like, how do we get here?
Honestly, you gotta blame the households for that. That's all on the household. Like, honestly, I feel like that just come from the household, and that come from, like, the environment, and everything moving fast, and kids got phones. We had phones, but we didn't have like access to the internet like that. But
Yeah.
it's cool. Like, I know things supposed to evolve, but it feel like things are devolving. Like, things are going
Mhm.
backwards instead of, even with all the technology, all that. It's just human interaction not even the same no more.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny, you could put, and I've seen it. I'm not talking about a study. I've seen it. You could put a bunch of teenagers in the same room, and 9 times out of 10, they're all going to be on their phone like this. And versus talking to each other, they will, hey, did you see that Did you see this video I just sent you? And you're sitting right there next to each other.
But like, that's systematic though. It's designed like that. It's designed to keep us, distracted. Just all these distractions. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, if we gonna be in the entertainment realm, why not change the narrative? If they gon' if they gonna watch, why not teach them something? Like, I feel like in days like this, you gotta sprinkle sugar on crap. I don't know if we can cuss on here, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it.
Nah, I agree, bro. I agree, because how else do we actually help this generation? I come from, I'm not gonna lie, I was a show me kid. I had to learn things the hard way. Hey, fire is hot. Don't touch the stove. And I was that kid. I'm gonna go, man, let me see if this fire is hot. But these kids, it's like they know the fire is hot because they've touched the fire before, but they still wanna just go dangle my finger in front of it. Let me see how much of this fire I can take. And it's like, yo, why are you doing that? "Oh, because I saw such such do it on a video." And it's like, so we're hurting ourselves to be trending. Is that who you truly want to be? Is that your true self, or is
Right.
this just something you're trying to do to gain, for somebody to say, "Oh, bro, hey, I'm proud you held your finger over fire for 15 more seconds than the last person."
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, it's been like I don't know your age, but I'm in my mid 30s, so my early 30s. Like, it's just like it been like that. Like, everybody wanted to be a tough guy for a minute. Everybody wanted to be a
Mhm,
basketball player, a rapper. Like, they put us in these boxes, and anybody
mhm,
that think out the box, they consider weird. They consider lame. Until now, though, I feel like now it's kind of normalized to be the oddball. Like, that's damn near cool now to be the one that stick out. And I kind of feel that. Honestly, it's about time, because for so long it's just been one way, like, three-dimensional thoughts. So it's so many, like, thoughts you don't want it. Like, especially when I was coming up, like, nobody wanted to be the first one. Nobody wanted to get the ridicule. No, they just gonna jump on
mhm.
board when it's all good. Like, that's just been a crutch for us. I feel like, especially, it's like, black men, we think so outside the box, but we limit it to our circle thoughts and how they feel, and if they gonna think it's cool, that type stuff, we gotta grow out of that, because we missing out on so many new inventors, so many brilliant ideas are being lost in the sauce because of perception. Once again,
I'm in the same age bracket as you. I'm in my mid 30s. Like when you said, I remember I remember everybody wanting to be a rapper. Heck, I remember when You Got Served came out.
Right,
I
right.
remember when
Everybody had to
Skate
dance.
came out. I remember when Chris Brown came out. I remember all that, and everybody, wanted to be B-boys and crumpers and dancers and all that other stuff. I remember all that, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried to dabble in it a little bit, but I was like, yeah, that's not my cup of tea. I got into anime early on in my life. I did do music. I was dropping beats for a little while. I stopped rapping because I just didn't like the way I sound. I fall into that category of what you said of I had so many ideas, but I was quiet because I didn't want to be that oddball to where now I am the oddball. But again, and it comes back to what I was saying is like by not being true to myself, I was trying to go with the flow, do what everybody else was doing because it was cool. But now starting this podcast, it to me, this is fun. I enjoy what I'm doing. I love it. But like you said, the messaging that I'm putting out is different from is a different narrative than what people want to hear. It's not the "Okay, on today's news, such and such was fighting in the street and da 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 da," and you know some rapper slept with his baby mama's sister and I don't have all that. Not dissing anybody who does it. I mean that to each their own. But to me, my thing is I want to put something out there that can help somebody. Heck, even if it don't help nobody, if something that can help my kids. I want them to see
Right,
some type of positive influence.
right. And honestly, man, we need more podcasters like you, like myself, because sometimes I do cover the ratchet topics, but I always try to put that twist and I always be like, okay, I'll break it down. Then it's like, how can we learn from this? All right, what's the
Yeah.
lesson in this? Because like you said, I want my daughter to look at this like, oh, my daddy stood for something. Like you said, stand for something or fall for anything. Like,
Mm,
us as black men, we have to stand for something. I feel like, and I'm not judging. A lot of us be so quick to just change our narrative and everything for the right look, for the right bag, for the
yeah.
I kind of
Mhm.
feel like that's what be hurting us all the time. Like
I
open and over, it's the same type of thing.
that does hurt us, especially us as black men. One of the biggest narratives that I personally fought against, that I personally, said this is not going to be me, is absentee black fathers. I tell anybody, I don't believe that's a true. I don't believe that's a factual narrative. Now, if you're going off of a database and you're saying, okay, per this database, there's a lot of single black homes. That doesn't necessarily mean that the father's not there. Now, the two may not be married, but the father may still be in the home. That's a narrative I've been trying to fight because I truly believe us as fathers are needed. Our kids need us. We need to be a part of their lives, and we need to help cultivate and rear them up in the way they need to go. They need to see a positive male role model. And I'll even go as far as saying it. Even if you're not a positive male role model, they need to see a role model of what not to be.
They need to see something. Bottom line, they need to go off something. I feel you because honestly, man, I'm gonna be honest. Like when it come to black folk, like deadbeats.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, okay, I know as a black man, it's like we facing so many obstacles, but besides the like laws and everything against us on the government side, like deadbeats, them was our biggest. What the youngest said, like them our biggest ops. Like one deadbeat will make 10 good fathers look horrible.
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 Yes,
No
I.
matter what we do, no matter what we sacrifice, that one deadbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it seems like deadbeats, they actually brag on, like, yeah, I'm not there. Yeah, they mama got it. Yeah, I chose right. I chose right, baby. Like, that shit sicken me, man.
Yeah,
Sorry, my
definitely, bro. No, you good. You good. Hey, What's Good Family Podcast is a roundtable conversation. So just how you talk at home, man, we're gonna hash it out. But I get it, bro, because it's become normal to normalize things that was not normal back then. I'll even give you this one right here. Well, growing up for me, there was a couple of things that was off limits. Number one, Grandma's house was off limits. You don't do nothing at grandma's house. Whatever dirt you got to do, you keep that away from grandma. You don't bring that back home. Number two is you respect your T Jones. Regardless of who mom was or what she was, you respect your moms. That went without being said. You take, as a young man, you look after your mom. That's just some rules that I grew up with. I feel it's changed because, like you said, the perspective has changed. I feel society has normalized this idea of, I don't want to sum it up too easy by saying being disrespectful, but we've normalized this whole idea of I'm the bad boy. I'm the hood. Even my mama can't control me type mindset.
Yeah. Honestly, man, sometimes even though like I make music and I might say some wild things sometimes, but I try to make my music with an overall positive message. But sometimes I feel like gangster rap, whatever you want to call it, trap rap. Sometimes I feel like that kind of just destroyed the black man's like what do I want to be when I grow? Like that kind of just molded us. It molded us so heavy to where
Mm-hmm.
like that's all we thought. That's all we like. Like I can't blame the younger ones with the drill music because we was the same way with the 50 Cent. I know I was like heavy, like had my mind gone, like
Mm-hmm.
for real. Like I just wanted to listen to his music. Like I believed in the story more then though. Like they had me as a youngin when 50 Cent came out, Gucci Man, Young Jeezy. Like they literally just had my whole focus on the lifestyle they speaking of. Like it
Yeah.
influenced me to a T. And I had my father and all that, but it influenced.
I agree. I agree with you to a point, and I say a point because, like, if you really look at the origins of rap music, NWA, they were rapping about their life. This was their
Right. Their
actual,
neighborhoods, their
real life
consciousness.
story. Yeah. And today's rap is more. You have a lot of people trying to reenact that life to rap about
Right.
it, to sing about it, or to talk about it. Where I live at, we have a lot of suburban gangsters. Kids who never stepped a pinky toe in the hood. Don't even know what bologna sandwiches is. Don't know what it means to eat syrup and bread balls. They don't know the struggle, but yet you want to come off as if you're just you're the hardest thing walking in the street. And I've talked to a couple of them and I told them, that's not who you are. Why are you trying to be something you're not? If you're a suburban kid, you're a suburban kid. Accept it. Hell, I didn't get my first pair of J's until out of myself.
Yeah.
How you gonna be in Versace and Gucci that your mama bought, but yet you talking about how hard your life is?
Right. It don't even add up, man. That's what I'm saying. It's what they see. It's what they're influenced by. They think that shit cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
man.
honestly a disgrace to their parents.
Yeah.
To the hard work they put in, to the dedication, the overnights, the overtime, whatever they had to do to get it. And the kids just throwing it in their
Man.
face.
Man, I'll never forget what my grandma told me. She said, when you walk out this house, when you walk out of your house or my house or your dad's house or your nana's house, you are a representation of us. You are representing the family. You're representing me. You're representing your mom. You are a representation of us and everything we poured into you. I didn't pour crap, her words. I didn't pour crap into you. So don't go out into this world acting like crap. So I'll say that to the kids watching or anybody watching, even if you're an adult, you are a representation of what your family poured into you. If they didn't pour crap into you, don't be crap.
That's hey, that's said enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna
Nigga.
give you the last word, bro.
All right. Appreciate you letting me come on. I appreciate if everybody go tap into the podcast at Real Conversations Podcast Network, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Also check out my personal YouTube at Smooths Vision, and also check out my book My first book came out about a year or two ago, called Manifest Your Reality by Jazz L. Robinson, aka Mr. Smooth. I got the physical book. You can get it on Kindle and you can get it on all streaming platforms as the audio book. So yeah, just tap in on the Real Conversation Podcast Network. Talk about some weekly news, daily news, and keep on changing the narrative. I love to come back up here. I love to have you on my show as well. And it's all love. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro, you definitely gonna come back. You a guest once.
Yeah,
Next time you come back, you family. That's the rule. That's the rule of this house. You're a
yeah,
guest only once.
that's what's up.
But
So
yeah, as I always say, if you're new to this, don't hit that like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe button. If you true to this, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this week's episode, and I'll holler at y'all again the next time.